Welcome traders to Admiral Markets. Today's video we're going to take a look at the NFP effect on the dollar versus the euro, for instance, the pound, the yen, and the Aussie. We're also going to take a look at the webinars of this month, so make sure to check that out. First of all, though, the risk disclaimer explaining that the educational material is developed by Admiral Markets Estonia for a global audience. Therefore, please take into consideration that the information in this session may not be suitable for everyone. To get the corresponding information on charting conditions and any other detail, please visit admiralmarketsglobal.com, select your country of residence, and contact an appropriate entity. Also, please read through this risk disclaimer explaining that trading foreign exchange is considered high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Please seek the advice of an independent financial advisor for more information on that, and this webinar is for educational purposes only. Please pause the video to read the entire disclaimer, and we thank you for your attention. Alright, let's start with the euro dollar. Well, basically, folks, this euro dollar still remaining in a wedge. We have two purple lines here indicating the top and the bottom of that wedge, and prices just oscillating and bouncing between those at the moment. We have a good top line here, three hits basically, and we have, if we zoom in to the weekly chart, we have also a couple of hits at the bottom. So very clear triangle. We need a break above or below these purple lines to indicate what the long-term direction will be. A break above, the next target would be the 78.6 fib at 143.20. A break below, the next target would be 131 here at the bottom, 129, and eventually 127. And the intermediate level, is actually 133. So 133, 131, 129, and 127, roughly speaking, would be the downside potential support levels. So we have to see, this is definitely an uptrend as of late, of course, but definitely slowing down at the same time as well. If you look at the last weeks and months, price action has just been very choppy and going sideways in this potentially rising wedge. So that remains to be seen. Let's take a look at the pound dollar. In a way, similar situation where we have the cable making a thrust here from the bottom of a weekly triangle to the top of the weekly triangle, pausing, making a bull flag, then breaking, pulling back, and continuing up to the target, and now just basically oscillating between the target and the broken trend line. So which one is going to win? The trend here, the uptrend, or the resistance, because there's a major weekly top around 167.30, 167.50. So that's the question. Last week we had a bit of a wick at the bottom. That could be a potential bullish signal, but if we zoom into the 4-hour chart, for instance, the question is this a bearish wave count that I have on the Admiral Markets website, or is this indeed just a retracement from our upside? A very key level, in my opinion, is this bottom where I will have put a trend line right there, or a horizontal line. That bottom, if that bottom is broken, there's a good chance that we can continue the upside and retest at least these tops. If not, then there's a pretty decent chance that this is just a retracement for more downside, and we could see maybe the break of the weekly trend line, for instance, right? Break of this trend line for lower targets on the pound dollar. So we have to see which side is stronger, the weekly uptrend or the weekly resistance. And at the moment, for the 4-hour time frame, this 164.70 is a key level. And of course, if we break below trend line like this, that would be a significant event, because there is a decent probability, if that trend line were to break, that the downside will continue. The dollar yen is very interesting at the moment. Why? Well, of course, we had the tremendous upthrust and impulse here, and then the subsequent triangle and break of the triangle, and this could be a hook back for more. But moreover, if that were to be true, then we are in a very interesting bouncing spot. Price already retraced basically to the 23.6, then to the 38.2 fib, and now bouncing off the 50 fib with bullish daily candles. Is that a bounce that could see us continue? We don't know for sure. We'll have to break above this top at 105.40 for that confirmation, or at least a higher likelihood, and then we could see a potential to go to the minus 272 target at 107.80, and then even maybe to the minus 618 target at 110.90. But before we know that, of course, there's always the potential bounce, and then we have to see if there's enough energy to continue to break this top and go to those targets. For the moment, though, price is bullish off of this 50 fib, and if you look at the weekly candle and zoom into that chart, what do we see there? A bullish pin bar. And not only that, a bullish weekly pin bar. That could be a very substantial, significant price action confirmation of a potential bounce to the upside on the dollar yen indicating potential yen weakness. Last but not least, the Aussie, the AUDUSD, definitely in a downtrend. Obviously here a lot of momentum, a hook back to the 50 fib and continue. That continue is struggling a bit with two bullish candles, but of course those bullish candles coming within a very strong downtrend. So in my opinion, a break of this top will not happen without a struggle. And we also have a 38.2 fib from the entire last down move, so that level is key. That could be a resistance spot and could be a turning spot for this downtrend to continue. If yes, then the downtrend could continue easily to the minus 272 targets at 83.80, 83.60. If not, then still these fibs remain resistance levels in my opinion, but there could be some space up to those levels in subsequent breaks. Well, traders, that wraps up things for today. Let's take a quick look at what we can expect regarding the educational webinars at Admiral Markets this week. We got a weekly FX recap later today with Tarantula. And then, of course, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we have live Trading Lab, trading confluence on multiple time frames, supply and demand, and plan your trade your plan on Thursday. Of course, we also have a Pro Learning Lab, monthly targets, and system expectancy this week with Tarantula and myself. Wish you all a great trading week and talk to you soon. Cheers.